What's up, family? It's your girl, Cousin Chloe. I'm here with another Cousin Chloe FAB Talk. This particular episode, I'm going to be talking with Jessica Broadnax of JLB Christian Counseling Services. I'm sorry, that's JLB Counseling and Consulting Services. Jessica is a Christian counselor, among many other things, and the greatest part of all is she's also my cousin. So sit back and enjoy a little FAB Talk with Cousin Chloe. Alright, so we're going to start off with, what is your name?
My name is Jessica Broadnax.
Okay. And how long have you known me?
Let's see. Let me think. All of your life.
Basically.
Yes. We are cousins. So I've known you all of your life. I will say in the last 15 years, though, we've gone closer because I think as children, we because of the age difference, maybe, and us being in different places, we weren't as connected as we are now. Now I think that we are very connected. So, all of my life.
Yeah. All your life, you've known me. I say all my life, I've known you.
Okay.
For the most part.
Pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. So tell the people, what do you do professionally, and then also what is your passion? What do you do passionately? And they probably kind of intertwine. So feel free to
no worries.
Share that.
So professionally, I am a Texas certified school counselor, and I'm currently working for the Houston Independent School District as a counseling specialist, which is a fancy name for helper. I've been with the district for about 14, almost 15 years now, which has been very exciting. I started off teaching and then transitioned into counseling. And I also am an adjunct professor at Texas Southern University, which is also exciting. So those are my, I guess, careers.
I say
your
professions.
My professions. But my passion is, of course, helping people, which is still a part of what I do professionally, which is counseling. I've just launched a Christian counseling business, so I'm excited about that because it gives me an opportunity to, again, help people.
To help the people.
I also enjoy singing, so being a part-time worship leader, worship leader, let's be clear. Also warms my heart. I'm very passionate about that. Cool. I love God, and I love to express my love for Him through music. So, yeah. So that's what I call professionally and passionately.
we're going to talk about makeup and your relationship with makeup.
Okay.
So, so when were you allowed? Well, tell me your makeup story. Like, when were you allowed to wear makeup and stuff like that?
So it wasn't about being allowed. Like, I mean, I just never was really into it. My mom didn't wear a lot of makeup, so I just did. You know, I didn't wake up to that or grow up with that. With waking up to her with a full face of makeup on it. And then she would always say, "Oh, you have such pretty skin. You don't need to da 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 da." So makeup for me came probably during college.
Okay.
I remember, you know how you have a lot of vendors when I first got to TSU or whatever, and they had a lot of vendors, and that's when I was introduced to MAC.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, what is this? You know. But let me go back, right? Because now I'm about to date myself from an age. Because initially I was introduced to Fashion Fair.
Come on here, Fashion Fair.
Like, what was
Fashion
that?
Fair is timeless. So.
What was that lipstick we would wear? Like chocolate raspberry.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my
chocolate
God,
raisin,
right.
chocolate.
Yeah,
something.
so that was like the poppin' fuchsia.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I had.
Yeah.
Right. But then Fashion Fair, when I did try to get into makeup, it would be like, and I'll dig at Fashion Fair. I love y'all. But it would just be like everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my goodness. But I was introduced, I don't know what I went to, and then they was talking about, they had a MAC vendor there or something. And I found myself going to the mall, being matched for it, and just really kind of fell in love with that product because it was not messy, you know, and things like that. And I just really enjoyed playing around with it. So that was just foundation. I wasn't doing any eyeshadow because I think the one time I did try to, it was really scary looking. So I was like, ooh, I better not do that. Right? And I think by that time, Sean and I probably were seriously dating and getting married, and he was like, oh, like, you know, really like, yeah. So, yeah, yeah, that's how I was kind of introduced to makeup. But then, it kind of fell off a little bit. I didn't worry about it. Put on a little lip gloss and kept going. But as I aged or whatever, got into my profession and things like that, I started, you know, kind of indulging a little bit and enjoyed it, like, you know, like what was going on. Wasn't very good at it initially, probably not so good at it now, but I do what I can. I blend as best as I can. But no, so my go-to product would probably be MAC, and then I found this little I like how do you pronounce it, Morphe? Yeah, Morphe. So I have a couple of those palettes. But I found this beauty supply, Nikki K, whatever.
I'm familiar.
And I really like that as far as eyeshadows.
Okay.
Because the thing that I struggled with was like having my shadows and stuff stay on all day. So then I had to realize I needed primer and I needed this and all I needed. That is a whole art to this thing.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So that was kind of stressful. Yeah, I find myself kind of late sometimes getting to work. But my face be looking good.
I was like, but I'm cute though.
Yeah, so that was kind of mine. So no really time restraint. You know, some people are like, well, you can wear makeup when you're 16. I wasn't really interested in it anyway, so that didn't really.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So do you have like you kind of alluded to it already, but do you have like a makeup story where it was like either like the worst makeup story or something happened like?
I had the worst. I don't want to call
I was
names.
Say, please, you don't have to call names, but
I tried this.
No identifying characters.
Yeah, you know, it's not an individual. I tried a product. Okay. And so what I realized is that this product was not for Black people. Can I say that?
Yes, you can.
Okay, good. It was not for Black people because of the undertone was like really off. So it made like this bright red Rudolph. It was scary.
Yeah.
So then I knew that wasn't for me. So that probably was my horror story with that, because I really thought I was doing good, and it looked like I had a face full of rouge. If you know when people know what rouge is, like still what my grandmother probably would put on her cheeks, right? So that was really off. Going to the mall one time and then trying to have somebody matched me was not a really good experience. So it just took a while to figure out.
Learn.
Yeah. And then for me to know what I needed for my skin.
Yeah.
And not just let somebody tell me, oh, this matches.
Try this,
you know.
try that. Yeah.
And then I get home and can't even identify myself because
like,
I'm a whole nother skin tone, you know, so.
No, I definitely understand that.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, knowing your skin, knowing your, you know, things like that. What works for me is what I had to kind of figure out.
No, that makes sense. I know for me personally, like, as much as I love makeup and have gotten into it in the past few years, it's like, people always ask, well, what about this? Or why can I try this? Or can I try that? And I'm like, some stuff you kind of got to just try for yourself.
Right.
And sometimes it's a little, you know, trial and error. Sometimes more error than trial.
Right.
But nevertheless, you know.
Well, they say when you know better, then you do better, right? So if I know that this doesn't work, then the next time I don't waste time with product or anything, you know, by adding it on. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's do some more to your eyes, and then we're going to ask some more questions.
Okay. Makeup is not essential.
Okay.
However,
comma.
it is welcome.
Okay.
You know, by the individual as needed, right? Like if that person wants to feel beautiful that day, or and I'm saying it's not essential because I always feel like I really don't need it, but if I want to feel extra, then, you know, okay, let me glam up for her. So, yeah. Makeup, it's not essential. Because you can have all that on and still, you know. Now here I'm going into my counseling.
we don't get that. We don't get that.
You can have all that on and then still not feel good. So,
absolutely. Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
So that's why I say it's not essential.
Okay.
But it's welcome.
Okay, so you kind of alluded to this before. So what is your favorite thing about makeup, and then what's your least favorite thing about makeup?
So my favorite thing about makeup is that it helps you to transition right into however you may be feeling that particular day. Because normally if I'm doing my makeup, it's based color, of course, but how, you know, dramatic I'm going to be, or whatever the case may be. If I'm going to have a, you know, big old glam lash on, or just a little something. Right, so that's my favorite thing, is that it can just really help you to transition or be creative or whatever you're feeling in that particular day or time or whatever. Okay. Least favorite, my God, is taking it off. Right, because you know you're like, oh, I gotta wash my face. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna wash my face.
But some nights you be like,
get
in the bed.
Yes, you know, or either I've gotten in the bed and I'm thinking like, God, I gotta get up and wash my face off.
Yeah. So
just with that, you know, and making sure that because I'm older, I'm a little seasoned, so making sure that even when I'm getting up to take that makeup off or washing my face, that I'm having a good moisturizer, you know, to put on, of course. So that would be my least favorite because it takes time. For me, it's steps.
Yeah.
It's a process.
No, it's steps for me.
Yeah.
If you're gonna take it off, like number one, you need to make sure you take it all off.
Right.
Then you gotta, like you said, you gotta wash your face. You gotta do the cleanser.
Yeah.
You got your toner, your serums, and your eye creams and all that stuff. It's like, woo. Yes. Yeah, it's a process.
It's a process.
It's definitely a process. So you're not the only one.
Okay.
You are not alone. You are not alone.
Because I'm thinking like, ooh, I could just make it in there and just, and I even tried one time like buying these little wipes or whatever.
I'm very anti-wipes. I would say that.
So yeah, I was like, but I still felt like, okay, let me get up and do this thing. Right.
Let me do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be my least favorite.
Yes.
But I do love makeup.
Yes. Gotcha. All right. So let's see. Final makeup question is: do you have any favorite like products or brands that you like to use? I know you mentioned that Good Fashion Fair.
That Good Fashion Fair lipstick. I think it was chocolate raspberry, which was good. Favorites. Not necessarily. I use MAC all the time.
Okay.
I just started to explore colors because I was never really into eyeshadow colors and all of that. So I bought a couple of the Morphe palettes, and then of course the Nikki K that I mentioned because it was something that somebody recommended to me. It was like, oh, just start off with that. I was at a women's something, and this brand, I'm not sure. I think that it's Unique or something like that.
I've heard of it.
Yes. So the consultant was there, and I bought a couple of palettes from her, and that was really really good.
Okay.
So favorites. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So favorites. I won't say that I have something favorite. I just have some go-tos. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, do you have any makeup questions for me?
I guess I would. The only thing I would ask is like I feel like you're blending and all that stuff right now, like. And I hear people say about brushes like numbers and things like that. Like, how do you know what's a good brush to have to blend? I'm kind of two-toned all over my face. So should I mix? Right? Should I mix an NW45 with an NW48? What I have noticed though is that like in the winter, I may have to go lighter, and then in the summer go darker. So, just like I guess I would be like, how do I control that? Just trying to figure all that out. What's the best? I guess I would be asking you, what's the best product to use at that point?
Well, the thing with products, I'll say this is, again, like I said before, it's kind of trial and error sometimes. But I will say, number one, you should be changing your foundation at least twice a year. Because like you said, in the winter time, it's cooler, there's overcast, your skin is probably drier. Yeah. So it may not just be changing the color. I actually use two different brands. Okay. In the summertime, I use one that is, because I'm oily. So in the summertime, I use one, it's a darker tone, it's a totally different brand. It's for oily skin, it's for when you're sweating, and your face can stay on. In the winter, like right now while it's cold, use a totally different brand, it's a little lighter, because I'm not sweating as much or whatever. So that's the first thing, is you probably want to use two totally different brands. Okay. Sometimes, depending on the formula, let me say that. Okay. I don't want to get too technical. Depending on the formula.
I'm thinking like formula. But okay.
Like mini cream, liquid, something like that, powder. Depending on the makeup of the makeup. Got it. Then you may want to use something totally different. But then, like with MAC, because their formula is pretty consistent, you might be able to just switch colors. Right. And then I would say, as far as the brushes and things like that, not to plug myself, but I do have a YouTube video about brushes and what brush is used for what. Okay. That would probably be the quickest way for me to answer that. Okay. Got it. Because we were here for about 2 hours. Like, okay, this one's for creams, and if you do this, you're gonna do that. Right. So. But that's the biggest thing, is your creamier brush, the creamier foundations and stuff, you want a more dense brush so you can kind of spread it around. Okay. The ones that are more liquidy, you need something a little bit looser so you can just kind of, buff it in kind of thing. So that's kind of a quick answer. And as far as having the different skin tones, that's okay. I too am colored in different spots.
Okay.
That's where you want to kind of throw in like color corrector. And use color corrector. And I also have a YouTube video about that. Again, not plugging myself, but that'll answer your question. But that's pretty much going to be the quickest way to answer that, because I too have had to either mix foundations, or like what I'm about to do with these, I'm going to use 2 different ones in different spots. And once you blend together, it's going to look like one.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you know what? I bet the people want to know, because I want to know. Press powder. I've been thinking to myself, what in the world? I'm like, and get the press powder. What is press powder? I didn't put all this on. What do I need press powder for?
The powder.
Help a sister out with the press powder.
Okay.
Yes,
so the press powder is kind of your final, I don't want to say final coat, because I hate when people say you cake on makeup. But it kind of, if you use any type of liquid makeup, if you put the powder on, it kind of sets it. If you
But
think
that's
about
why I got a setting spray.
The setting spray keeps it from looking cakey.
You, as my grandmother would say, you learning me something today.
Yes, the setting spray, it kind of absorbs the powder. So if you want to think of it in steps, your foundation is liquid, the powder absorbs the liquid, and then the spray absorbs the powder, so it looks like skin. If you ever remember, if you actually look at my makeup versus some other people and how some people's makeup looks like, here's the makeup, it's probably because it's not absorbed into the skin. Whereas I put on my foundation, I put a powder on, I put a spray on, and then I actually pat it in to absorb the excess powder. So it literally just looks like, oh, she got some good skin.
Okay.
No, I got some good techniques.
I ordered the press powder. It's just sitting there, though. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yes.
What is it? A Fenty Beauty?
Yes,
it's expensive, honey, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
But listen, I didn't know what to do with it.
Yes, and I do offer one-on-one consultations.
Okay.
So
I didn't need to be back.
So if you need to come back for a follow-up,
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Exactly. So we're going to start your foundation, and then we're going to talk about the beyond part of the process. So, like I said, with you having, you have different, you're kind of lighter in the center part of your face versus the outer part of your face. So I can use a lighter foundation in the center part of your face, and then use a darker foundation on the outer edges of your face.
Okay. And
then once you blend it all together, that's how you look like. All right. So this is the part where I'm looking forward to listening to you and learning more about your practice and stuff like that. So this is the beyond phase of the FAB Talk. And what happens on the beyond phase is we talk about your stuff, your good stuff. So tell us a little bit about your practice.
So currently I have a Christian counseling practice, which I just launched this year, which I'm very excited about. I have, let me go back a little bit.
For sure.
The counselor saved my life. Literally, I became pregnant at an early age of 16, and I kept thinking
you can open your eyes.
Okay. I kept thinking I didn't want to go back to school. I didn't want to do this. What am I going to do now? Blah, blah. My mom encouraged me. It was like, oh, Jess, you'll be fine. We're here to support you. But it was really my counselor, my high school counselor, who said, Jessica, come back. We'll get you back on track, help you graduate on time with your class, blah, blah, blah. So I knew then that I wanted to help people because somebody had helped me. Fast forward, what pushed me to become a Christian counselor is because it's a lot of things that we don't talk about in church. And we have a lot of hurting people in church. We have a lot of hurting people who are in ministry in church who don't have an outlet. I was reading an article, and it said that the first place that people call when they're in a crisis is the church. But unfortunately, the church really didn't know how to support them. their mental crisis.
Yeah.
Right? Because the first thing we want to do is say, let me pray for you.
Pray for it. Pray about it. I'm going to pray for you.
I'm going to pray for you. Well, and I believe in the power of prayer. But here's the thing, faith without works is dead, right? So, and then most of the time when people tell you they're going to pray for you, they forget.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Or I always say, when they say, I'm going to pray for you, like, that's the prayer.
Yeah.
When they say it.
Right. So I figured, I was like, well, you know what? Let me put these two things that I love together. Mm-hmm. God, and then this whole counseling thing, and that's where I took a Christian counseling course and became a certified Christian counselor, and just wanted to really become, if you will, the face of Christian counseling in the Black church, because that's something that we definitely do not talk about. We don't talk about past hurts. We feel like it's confrontational if we tell someone, you hurt me, you hurt my feelings, and whereas we just walk around with it, So what I want to be able to do through my counseling business is help people, give them the right tools or techniques to approach situations like that.
Yeah.
If I'm in ministry and you hurt me in ministry, I want to be able to say, you know what, Chloe? That really did hurt me. Yeah. But let's move forward. Let's move past it. Let's talk about it, and let's see how can we heal from it. Yeah. Things. A lot of times I've realized through my Christian counseling business and talking to individuals is that people have hurt from childhood. Yeah. That they've never dealt with, and these are people who are ministering to multitudes of people, and they're hurting themselves. So who helps the person that's hurting, right? Yeah. That's kind of what I think about. That's definitely it. I really, really, really take this, I don't call it a hobby. I take this passion very seriously. This business very seriously, because I'm very passionate about it. I've been in church. I've experienced church hurt. And wish that I would have had somebody to go to and say, hey, I'm really hurting, rather than just to keep going. Yeah. Like it didn't, like nothing had happened. It didn't exist or anything like that. So that's just where that's how I've got to where I am with this. Right. Yeah, that's how I got here.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to spray your face. Okay. Don't squint your eyes really hard. Just close them. Just close them. And it smells good.
It smells delightful.
Beauty Bakery.
It smells delightful.
Okay, you can open your eyes. Okay. Yeah. All right. So he kind of already talked about why you started your Christian counseling service. What is the name of it? I don't think you actually said the formal name.
I did. It's
the people need the name.
Exactly. It's JLB Counseling and Consulting Services, and I actually offer an array of services for individuals. Counseling, of course, being for individuals and for couples, kind of being a specialty of mine. Individually, because I've had to experience counseling and still see a therapist regularly for myself. Absolutely. And then couples, just because I've been married 20 years. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey, Sean. And I think that we are a testimony, a living testimony that God can do anything. And I like to share with couples, especially when they're like, oh, I can't do this, I'm at my wit's end, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, baby, look, every day is not going to be rosy. Yep. But, with God, all things are possible. Yeah. So that, that's kind of what I like to focus on. And then the consulting part for me is, I have a daughter who has special needs. And a few years ago, I started, along with a friend of mine, Minister Gertrude Simmons, a No Limits kind of social group. And what No Limits is it just helps other parents who have children with special needs, because as a support system. And what we try to do is build a social group for them, because they need it. Yeah, they absolutely need it, right? A lot of them have intellectual disability or autism, and they don't have the ability to go up and make friends. So as parents, we decided to create this circle for them, and I found myself really encouraging parents and giving them resources based on my trial and error.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's why I say the consulting part. So being able to consult with that population and just let them know that, you know, it is well. Yeah. It is well. You just have to connect with the right people. You know, get your children into the right place. I'm so proud of my daughter. She graduated from HTC I think it was it last spring.
Yeah.
Last spring she graduated from HTC through a program that a lot of people don't know that they have, a special needs college program. And so just being able to consult with families and let them know, you know, what's out there for their child who is now transitioning into a young adult. Yeah. Because ultimately we want them to be able to live on their own.
Yes, and have a level of independence.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So, and that too, I think that God has called me, that's a calling on my life as well. Yeah, that's a calling, because I kept thinking like, now, Lord. But, you know, most times we say, why me? But then, you know, you hear that voice say, why not you?
Exactly.
So it is, everything I think that has been set up for me this year has been to bless the lives of somebody else, of others, not somebody, just necessarily somebody else, but others. You know, 2020 has been
eye-opening.
Yes. That's a nice
I was going to say, that's my phrase. It's eye-opening.
2020 has been a hell race. But for me, 2020 has definitely opened my eyes. It has shown me things that I took for granted. You know, just simple things like going to the grocery store. Things like that. Well, it's different, you know, because people who are already struggling with mental health struggle even more. So
oh, absolutely.
With people who have children with special needs struggle even more so now, because their kids are constantly in the house. So just with my whole the whole JLB counseling consulting services, I've just been able to help a lot of people cope. Yeah. And that's ultimately what I want to be able to do, help them cope, help them to you know, just live from day to day. And at the end of each day, find they're happy. Because that's ultimately what it is. Is to find they're happy. I don't want people to just exist, but I want them to learn how to live.
few more questions and we're almost done. And you get to see, let's say, the finished product.
Yes.
And for those of you, if this is your first time seeing a FAB Talk, so Jessica has no idea what I'm doing to her face. There's no mirror. She can't see, so she has no input. So I just get to do what I want to and talk to her, which I love. But she has no idea what I'm doing. But anyway, so continuing with our conversation.
Yeah.
So you kind of mentioned before, about how Christian counseling helped you, or counseling in general helped you. What do you hope for your clients and people who go to counseling to gain from that? Like, what do you really want them to gain? Look up book for me.
The thing that I hope for is for change, right? Is that at the end of our time together, is that they can see the change. A lot of times, the therapist can see, well, Johnny is changing, but Johnny can't necessarily see. But to actually allow that person to do the work, to be a part of the work, so that they see that, oh yeah, I can do this. What does that do? That helps them to manage the behavior when they're not with you.
That's good.
So, finding you're happy, but what does it take for you to find it? I can tell you what you need to do.
Yeah.
But what does it take for you to actually, maintain it?
Okay, that makes sense.
Just like with weight loss or whatever.
Yeah.
We can go to the gym and try this and do that and do that. But what are you going to do to maintain it in the meanwhile?
Yep.
So.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
So
just at the end of the process, that they understand the process and then can maintain. Just like a car, you might have to come back for a tune-up every now and then.
Yeah.
But at the end of it all, they're able to say, you know what, let me go back to this because this helped me cope the last time.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I prayed about it, but I also was able to
pray and put some action to it.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
so it's just different things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So tell us about anything you have coming up that you want to share with the people. Absolutely.
I'm so excited. On Saturday, December the 19th, I have a virtual vision board party.
Woohoo!
From 5 to 8 p.m. And because of the pandemic, we can't all come together. So we will definitely be virtually. I'm excited that I have quite a few women who have signed up already who are excited about their vision. Again, 2020 has been kind of rough. So we are thanking God in advance for 2021.
Amen. It's like insert shout music right here.
Okay. Exactly, right? And the reason why people they were like, why are you starting so early? Because I want people to go into the year with their plan. I don't want you the 2021 to come in and you're thinking about it. But you already know what it is that you are expecting from God. You already know what it is that you want, to do. And here I go being churchy, but
no way.
Habakkuk 2 and 3 says that you gotta write the vision. You
Absolutely.
gotta make it plain,
Absolutely.
And even if it tarries, wait for it because it's coming. So just for people to know that it's coming, and with my whole concept with the vision board party also is not just to focus so much on material stuff. I love stuff. If you know me, I love shoes. I love clothes. I love stuff.
It's like all the things.
But this year, just to focus on things, your vision board having things like a peace of mind, which is not common.
Yeah.
We would like to think it is. Oh, okay, But when, the old folks would say, you give a person a piece of your mind so much, you don't have any mind left.
Yeah.
So just, just with that, focusing on having vision for your life, things that people have wanted to do. I'm so super proud of my mom, who at 63 just completed her bachelor's degree. She put her life on hold to provide for me and my brother. So just helping individuals, women, men, whoever, go back and just think about those things that they want to obtain and write those visions out and set them before them so that they are there to constantly remind them that you can do this. It's almost here. So the vision party, I would love for you to join us. If whoever is available, you can certainly hit me up and we will get you the Zoom link. because we won't be going live. It's kind of like a little private party.
Yeah.
Some things that people may not want to discuss live or whatever. So we will definitely get you the link if you're interested. Whoever may be interested in being a part of it on Saturday from 5 to 8, and just hang out with us a little bit. Can stay the whole time. Cool. If not, then jump in.
I say come in. I say good evening.
Come in.
I say start your vision and finish it on your own.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Absolutely free, no charge. Just we ask you to sign up so that we can get the Zoom link to you. So we'd love for you to come and be a part of it.
That sounds great. Don't be afraid of the color. The color will not hurt you. All right. So, close your eyes. So, for those of you that don't know, Jessica is very neutral when it comes to her lips. So, I'm looking forward to putting some color on her lips. Don't be wrong. It's gonna be cute. I wouldn't steer you wrong. Don't be wrong. Put on some clothes for me.
But like counseling, trust the process.
Trust the process. Trust the process.
Trust the process. Oh, let me keep my eyes closed.
If I trust the process, I keep the eyes closed. All right. Just breathe.
Listen, I'm using my own technique right now. Calming down.
Just got down.
That's a lot of color.
I'm just spreading it out. I'm just spreading it out. I ain't even dipped back in. Just breathe. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay.
I'm like, oh Lord have mercy. What about it's a nice little brown?
No, the gloss will enhance the color.
Okay, my dear. I trust you.
Of course.
Okay, here we go.
I say deep breaths. I say breathe through your nose, not through your mouth. Y'all make sure to tell her how pretty this looks. Quit making that face. All right. So you don't do color, but it looks very pretty. So again, we're wrapping up. This is the outro. So tell the people your website, where they can find you. All of that will be linked in the description.
So again, my name is Jessica Broadnax, and I am the proud owner of JLB Counseling and Consulting. Check out my website, www.jessicabroadnax.com. JessicabRoadnax.com. Jessica Broadnax, my name. And it gives you all of my information, how you can book with me, my rates, my fees, all that good stuff. And then my virtual visual board party is also coming up this Saturday, December the 19th from 5 to 8 p.m. So if you're interested, hit me up. You can hit me up on Facebook, Jessica Walker Broadnax. Inbox me, hey, I'd love to be a part of it. We'll send you back the supply list you need, as well as the Zoom link. This Saturday, 5 to 8 p.m. Come and have a good time with us.
Awesome. All right, so again,
here we go, people.
So again, one thing I will say about Jessica is she's always kept, as a kid say, she kept it 100 with me at all times in life.
Yes.
That's probably why she's one of my favoriteest people in the whole wide world. Not just cousins, but like favoriteest people.
Warms my heart.
Yes, I do love you. I love you a lot. So she has no idea, like I said in the beginning, she has no idea what I did. She had no say-so. She couldn't even see the colors I was using on her eyes. She doesn't know what color I put on her lips. So, and this is her honest reaction. So again, if she don't like it, I'm going to still love her. I'm going to go cry in the corner, but...
Oh my God.
But again, so she doesn't know what it looks like. So here is the final look.
Here we go. Let's look at this lip color. Oh my God, it's fabulous. Oh, it really is.
See?
Chloe.
Don't be afraid of the color.
Look at the color, people. Oh my God, everything is so coordinated and like, yes, even with my hair.
That's what inspired me to do the color on the lip. Because I've seen you wear a similar look on your eyes, but you put it with that nude gloss, and I'm like, you can't be in this redhead family even though you're Tiffany.
I can't believe it.
So you like it?
I do.
Yay.
Now I'm not saying I'm gonna wear color all the time.
I was gonna say, hey, this is a one-time thing.
But this is fabulous. But I will try it though. I will try it more often. Okay. Believe it or not, I buy a lot of colored lipsticks because I'm like, ooh, that's pretty. MAC has a heroin. Oh my God, isn't it amazing? It is. I never wear it. I just
you should wear it.
Oh my gosh! And to think, can I keep this face for work tomorrow?
You go, just lay back.
This is really pretty. Thank you so much. This is really pretty. I never would have journeyed and explored into this bright color lip. The eyes, I'm normally used
I was gonna say, I kept it just on the eyes.
You did.
Because I really, if it was up to me, I'd be like, okay, we can talk a little bit.
But even with the blush, you know, I normally go with this like red and blush, but I have to blush like this. I'm scared to use it.
Don't
But
be
now
afraid.
I maybe.
Blushes you want to build. So, like, if you're afraid to use it, just put a little bit on, and then the next time you'll be more comfortable putting a little bit more on or whatever.
Yes. This is amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Cousin Chloe. You got your girl glammed up. Yes. Just because. Yes, thank you. Y'all better hit Cousin Chloe up, honey. Yes, book your holiday face.
Okay.
Get ready. Oh my gosh. I cannot. I would have never put color on my lips.
Yes, it's really pretty on you. It really is.
I'm all dolled up and I ain't got nowhere to go but to Walmart.
Hey!